Hi vlog.
Hello and welcome to whatever this is. I told myself at the start of the year that vlogging and doing more for YouTube was something I wanted to put into my creative practice this year and like document more of the things that I do. And so far I've failed miserably at that. So this is my attempt to make that happen. My typical work week usually has plenty of music work and arranging, so I'll spend a lot of time recording and writing. I'll also usually have choir rehearsals thrown in there. I teach a few vocal lessons, and then I also will have a heap of like social media content creation to get through as well. But I've got a few extra things this week. I've got a gig at the end of the week. I'm singing at a musical theatre industry night, which is very random for me, but I'm really excited to do that. And then last night I was booked to do a choral workshop, so working with a beautiful choir here in Brisbane. So yeah, no 2 weeks are ever the same for me, but I really like that. Honestly, who knows what this will look like, but hey, I'm just gonna try and do the thing. I actually sat down and tried to do this a few weeks ago, but then a cyclone hit Brisbane. And I know that sounds like the equivalent of, yeah, my dog ate my homework, but yeah, that was a thing. So today is Monday, but to catch up to speed, let's start the vlog at yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday, and I had a very fun day where I got to go and do a choir workshop with the old choir that I used to run at my old university. I went to Hiiiiiii in Brisbane, the Queensland University of Technology, and that's where I did my Bachelor of Music. And after I graduated, I then came back and started running the choir there, QUT Vox Pop, which was really great. Honestly, like it was such a great space for me to be working with people that weren't teenagers, like working with young adults and working on some really cool music and getting to write and arrange and really hone my skills in choir directing. And I worked with Vox Pop from 2016 to 2022. And yeah, they asked me to come back and run a workshop and do an arrangement for them, which was so much fun. It was actually really cool to go back, a nice, wholesome, full circle moment. And in true AVDB style, the rehearsal was full of singing and full of silliness. But it was really great. So that was a really fun way to start off the working week. Today is Monday, and I've pretty well sat right here all day working on some music stuff. I had to finish an arrangement for my choir that we'll be rehearsing tomorrow night. I also taught some lessons this afternoon. I have a few students that I take on a Monday night, which is really fun. I'm teaching adult classes at the moment, and just a mix of professionals that want to like keep in check with their voice, and also like emerging artists. So this is how my room looks when I set up to teach students. I've got a few vocal students that I take, and you're probably thinking, why have you got another keyboard here when you have a piano right there? And that's because my lovely piano, as beautiful as it is, it's quite old and it's very out of tune, and this is what happens. So I'll play middle C on this very fancy in tune keyboard. One more time for you. So I really have to get my piano tuned, but that's a lot of money, so we'll see if we get there. And now it is 7:30, and I am going to make something for dinner real quick and then continue doing some video editing, because I have a project that I really need to get over the line. I work on all of my own channels, which is mainly like music, choir, arranging related. I also edit all of my husband's content. He's a content creator as well. And then I've got a few other like people that I manage socials for and edit things for them as well. It is now Tuesday, and I am heading to work. Oh, little doggy. On Tuesday nights I run the Little Red Choir, so I'm heading to choir rehearsal for the night. Zach is kindly driving. Today has looked like we went around and tried a bunch of food for Zach's stuff. And had some hot buns, you had some brunch, you had coffee. Then I came home, did a bunch of video editing for some of Zach's stuff, and also for a singing school that I'm working for, writing like warm-up programs, which is really cool. So I did a bit of that, and yeah, now I'm going to rehearsal, where I'll spend the rest of the evening. Yeah. Good morning, happy Wednesday. It is just after 10 o'clock. Last night I had my final choir rehearsal for term 1 with the Little Red Choir, which was a bunch of fun. The last week of term is always, it's a good vibe. There's lots of giggles and silliness, but we're still really excited. And yeah, we spent the night going through all of the repertoire we've been learning this term. I've thrown some challenging pieces and some curveballs at them this year, and they're doing really, really well with it. So it was a good night. If I'm honest, I usually take Wednesdays pretty slow. It's like a half work day, half day off really for me. I find I'm often so exhausted from running choir the night before that I can't focus super well on like big work on a Wednesday. So I'm just kind of leaning into treating it as a bit more of a relax day. And I often work on the weekends too, with my husband being at work on a Saturday. So it kind of balances out. It's funny, the choir rehearsals at the moment are only really like 2 hours of like contact time. But I was having this conversation with somebody the other day in that I really feel like conducting, whether it's in a choir or in an orchestra setting or like a music ensemble setting, being the conductor is often like the personification of ADHD, because there's so much you've got to be thinking about when you're doing it. Like for leading choir rehearsals, you know, I've got to keep the beat in one hand, I'm using my other hand to cue in the sections, but also controlling dynamics, how big or soft we want things, when the cutoffs are, remembering to turn your music in time so you can keep up. Like there's a whole choreographed dance really that you have to do. And so it's taxing. And also I'm a bit silly and I'll often be quite energetic to really G up the choir and get the most out of them. So yeah, I often find on a Wednesday I'm pretty flat energy wise, but I'm very happy. So it's like, it's just a tiredness, not a sad tired by any means. And it's a bit of a gloomy day outside today too, so that really helps amplify the tiredness. So I also usually treat myself to a matcha at my favourite spot. If you're in Brisbane and you love matcha and you haven't been to Super Nice in Bowen Hills, what are you doing? It's the best you're going to get around here, in my humble opinion. I don't claim to know everything about matcha, but I do really like it. But they're just an awesome team. They're so sweet, and it's really, really good. So today's agenda is just to chill a little bit this morning, you know, do some things that make my brain happy, maybe have a little bit of a Pinterest scroll, do a few things like that, and then I'll eventually start to do a bit of work in a little while. On my to-do list is really just video editing for social media today. I've got to get something done for me. I've got a whole stack of things that I have to get done for Zach, my husband, with all the stuff that we did yesterday. And we had a content shoot last week that was very exciting, a very big thing for him. But I've got to edit that and send that off to be reviewed. And then I've got some editing to do for some other people that I help with content creation as well. So should be a nice relaxing day. That's what I have to get up to. I'll keep you posted, maybe. Who knows?
Daniel's bread, I don't know what that is. I'm going to finish this because it's really yummy.
Gig Day Breakfast of Champions.
Hi vlog, it's me.
It's almost gig time. To be honest, I'm not having a good day today. Vocally, not feeling it. Clothing wise, not feeling it. And just general all-round being. Not feeling it today. But hey, what can you do? I also need to remember that as a singer that primarily records more than they perform now, it just be how it do, you know? It doesn't have to be a big deal. Whatever happens, happens. And this is just a fun gig anyway. It's not like it's a big mega gig. So yeah, Just get over yourself. Let's go do a show.
Change the government, kill the mayor, it's not fair. How lives evaporate, change the system that made us what we are. I don't ask for hugs, I just need money to buy more drugs. And if you folks pay, I'll go away.
Post-gig market. How did I do?
If perfection could be a person, it would be Alex singing.
Oh.
That's very kind of me.
That is very kind of you. No? Home from the gig. It went really well, actually. I was surprised with myself. I do this thing where before I have to sing a song that I'm not super familiar with, I just panic about the lyrics over and over. And I was doing that tonight, but it all went fine. And it's funny, like when I warm up, I often feel like I'm struggling to hit a lot of those high notes, but then when you're actually on stage, it's like totally fine and you could sing beyond that. But didn't try any bells and whistles or anything, just did the gig and it was a lot of fun. It was a really great collection of people and songs tonight. It was beautiful. So thank you to the A Night at the Musicals team for having me. And that's pretty well the end of whatever this weekly vlog is. Did I forget to vlog properly throughout the week? Yes, but we will see whatever this turns into, just for fun. And if it's been not shit and you'd like to see more, let me know and I'll keep it in mind for future stuff. I think I said at the beginning of the video, I really wanted to try and get better with adding YouTube into like my routine as a muso and as a content creator. So that's something I want to try and do a bit more of this year. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I'm gonna go fall in a heap and go to sleep. So thanks for tuning in. See you soon.